Oh shit, guys, I am excited as ever. As many of you know, I am a huge fan of clipping. I actually made a video about them, link in the description down below, and I enjoy them quite a bit. I've talked about them on this channel. Of course, on the podcast, we talked about their Halloween album from last year, There Existed an Addiction to Blood, and I've enjoyed them from like 2014 onward. I've enjoyed every single one of their projects. Like, it feels like clipping really can't miss. So I was very excited today when I went in my mail and found I got Visions of Bodies Being Burned a day before it comes out. This album comes out tomorrow, and I'm listening to it a day before it comes out, which probably isn't a big deal in most people's eyes, but makes me a little giddy because I wasn't expecting to hear this until tomorrow morning when I woke up, but I have it now, and I'm going to do sort of a first reaction type of listen. Now, this is going to be a little bit different from the other music reactions you are going to see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to the album, we're going to record it, and I'll kind of splice it up. I know a lot of people stop in the middle of tracks and stop between tracks to talk about what they think. I do not do that. I am almost a purist when it comes to an album. I like to listen to it from the first second to the last second without any interruption. But if I have any moments of, oh my god, or holy shit, or this is amazing, then I will put this together. I don't even know if I'm going to end up uploading this video, but I wanted to record my first reaction to this album because this is an album I've been highly anticipated for. So I'm going to start listening to it, and you're probably going to get a little bit of stuff spliced here, spliced there, and then I'll give sort of a rough first thoughts. The thing about an album, any album, whether I like it or dislike it, or however I feel about it, is you can never really give a full opinion when you finish an album once. I mean, I'm probably going to listen to this album today. I stream an episode of SJSM's Arcade in a little bit, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll probably listen to it once or twice before the day ends, and then probably once or twice tomorrow, and then finally have probably a rough opinion on it. So don't expect me to say I love it, I hate it. I mean, I'll probably be like I liked it, or I liked the vibe, or whatever, but I won't have any concrete thoughts. I'm not reading the lyrics. I am not doing anything but listening to it. I have heard the 3 singles being Say the Name, 96 Nave Campbell, and Pain Every Day. So I have heard those 3 songs, but the other 13 songs I have not heard. So let's get it kicking off with the intro, and we'll go from there. Let's see what I think about this. This is fucking terrifying. Oh my god. It's like a rocking chair or something? That's terrifying, whatever that is.
Off, I'm being skeptical, but shit is too real. Be honest with it, what do you feel? The beast is hidden beneath the beat, and with the pattern concealed. It's like you sit in the middle of your terror and never found part of yourself. But oh well, guess that wasn't in your ministry. Here come the hammers to rearrange body chemistry. You should play the way you do it.
Oh, those hits!
You was making moves, you make it messes. You should.
Holy shit!
Make it far. Count the blessings for the life you've had and depart, or else welcome to the
oh my god!
Wasted illusions, and you could have been in the movement if you hadn't fucked up and moved it and dead in the focus. So fixing, so cover your throat, cause it's clipping.
That was incredible. Oh my god, that was incredible.
Boot the concrete, the project undone, they juking. Major look, you can't see it. The mob built the walls, the streets bleed sweet syrup. The bees love it.
This track is even better coming after the intro. Oh my god.
Disco in the sky blacked out already. Stop screaming. The flames ain't shit to a demon. Say the name. So when the skin touch, shit head rush. red blush, lipstick, she just crush a lot. Every pun pales in comparison, a joke to a jester. She inundated with dick, thick, and becoming conservative in her fucking and nervous that she would rush him, but murder wasn't discussing. The further she learned to trust him, the murder.
The song's giving me more chills than when I first listened to it.
He hold her when he was bust until 9 months later with a stomach full of devil baby. She started to think it's time to pump the brakes, but that train left the station with the great migration. Bloody tracks left right by the drain. Say the name. Smoke clears and the highs come down, and the halogen hallucinations don't make a sound. Just a bunch of scared junkies not making the call, and a Guernica and blood on the wall. Say the name.
This is where this track just gets, oh my god, this part is just, it's amazing. It really is incredible. This build up right here. This is amazing. Clipping just does not miss. They literally cannot miss. Literally incredible. Incredible. Holy shit. Interlude, alright. Let's listen to this.
You're doing it.
No, you are. Stop it.
Are they doing like a Ouija board?
I S H E R E.
He is here?
What does that mean?
Don't know what you thought this
That
was,
transition!
but you're gonna have to.
Oh my god! That gives the song so much more context!
You calling the bitch.
Oh my god!
Bitch run shit, so you best run.
That's amazing!
No play, this bitch
I obviously
no
heard the
gun.
song before, it's a
This bitch
single,
don't die,
but
you this
hold
bitch
that
son. This
fucking,
bitch gon'
that's
be the last
amazing!
This bitch boss.
Came for the neck, who next? No mercy.
That
you
is
not
amazing.
shit.
Oh my god.
She came in the game, no flex, finna leave the game with your rep.
Oh my
This
god.
bitch boss. I'm running laps from these bitches when I'm bored, nigga. Silent killers, get it poppin', nigga, gang, gang. Got my foot up in your ass like a G-string. Since we talking, better send a straight deposit. I ain't
So
claiming
good.
shit if I ain't even profit. You feel me? My bitch shot, cause bitch press like
God.
go ahead. Stick a pull, you been a bob, had plenty pipe, no crack rocks. Back to back like ass shots, and still made it my mascots. I double dutch on hot shit and bleed him out his wallet. When I'm done with him, no leftovers, just cut him off, no pockets. Can't call me out my name, niggas. Kill shots and gang gang. Don't start shit, that's suicide like lighter fluid and propane. Call me at my prime time like sandwiches at Popeyes. I call this shit my antidote and rock it like it's tie-dye. I play it, but I've been
my
a
God,
walk like
this
mama
shit's
when
so
it's
good,
best.
dude.
Drop him like a boss, so like fuck him, nigga, West Side.
Carted away quick. You murder artists come harder and shouldn't say shit unless you ready to back it up while you play with the fairest sex fairly quick. Get your brain split.
Step up, gut you, then dip.
I love that little noise coming
Come
back.
in talking that shit,
Alright,
and you gon' have to die about it.
so here on out, there's only one song I've heard on this from the rest of the album. Something Underneath. Alright, let's listen to this. I'm fucking hyped for this shit.
Raise up out the dirt, and the
Zombies.
rain beat down, 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 and the sun beat down, down, down. And the beat in the ground, 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 down, 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 down. Massacre in the making is not a place you can take it. Break in the face of a planet, waiting for something to shake. Shake it down, 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 shake it down,
Ooh,
shake it down, shake it down. Break it down, break it down, break it down, break it
God,
down,
those-
down, 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 down. The raise up, how high? Broken middle finger pointing right up to the sky. Broken fist, a hammer hanging right up in the light. Waiting patient for the signal when the time is right to bring it down. They ain't ready for it. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Swing it down, swing it down, swing it down, swing it down. Break it down, break it down, break it down. Down, 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 down. The raise up, birds free words hang like neck on tree. The core work on the floor, don't stop till the
Build
strong
up.
enough to hold the horse. Oh God, air is heavy and wet, sweat, drown, 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 drown. Nobody better make a sound, sound, sound. I open, sky racked like coat, crust break like bread, dust spread like butter. Four wiggle the horde to make an enemy suffer. Muscle that was forged up in the center of Mother Earth, utterly formless, pours out from the gutters and bubbles and sputters into a solid and moves quick, teeth sharp like collar, bone hard like dick. Fuck up all obstacle, obelisk, topple, awkward, down, 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 and more thick sounding thunder cracks around the world with the forced to rack brain pain bites like
Good.
grip. They all trip, struggle down, struggle down, struggle down, struggle down, tumble down, tumble down, tumble down. He's saying drop that shit, drop that shit. What's cooler than being cool? Ice cold. Freezing, got me feeling the bite and those spikes. Break it down, break it down, break it down. Go down, 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 down. Up. Falling is the same as jumping, is the same as waiting for the fall that you all say is coming. You know that you gotta make a call, and if you're saying something other than it's time, break it down, break it down. Go down, 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 down. To raise up. Something is underneath, the weight's off. Birds in the trees don't sing, as if the mountain peaks will break off. Storms overseas forming. It's on the way, maybe a day off. Call it a reborning, and any living thing that can stave off surely will be mourning.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Fear, hate, anger, murder, and illness.
Here we go, baby. Get that noise in here. You know I love that shit.
March in the action. Charge for the passion. Soap for the pouring. Rope for the scoring. Make them walk forward with eyes closed. Don't them say they believers. Ain't they brought they Bibles? Do they dare deceive? Make them step up to the cliff so they can count the blessed. Eye for an eye, it's no eye here. Blind eye defy with no idea. Time fine, feline and bitch try deal, but they can't not remind of why time feels. Make them walk forward with eyes closed. Don't them say they believers.
This chorus is terrifying.
Make them step up to the cliff so they can count the blessed.
Ooh. That shit is that's incredible. That noise is amazing. Oh my god, that was I have to listen to that song again. There's a lot there. She bad. All right. I feel like
It's 200 years of rust on a gate.
oh my
It
god,
wind
what
up
is
like
that?
a toy when the wind plays. Kid shit, she was blowing
It's like a
before the
swing?
wind. Tell them Blowsy, tell them Blood Moon, tell them Low Fog, tell them Dirt Road with the rust mailbox at the turn off. That spider web, that snake eye dripping, got that dust skin, the forked tongue licking for the scent. She said, come on, in the head though. Remember that woodshed somewhere in a memory that's way past dead though. Like the leaves are brown and the sky is gray and the dreams are shit and the mama ran away. Papa drank the gut black, you smoked the backwoods and now the woods call you back. The woods whisper off and wind in the underbrush, underskin, the earth crawling, all the touch. Back to the mouse, back to the snake, back to the root, back to the day, back to the fire, back to the way the wood burned, back when they told you she couldn't stay. Breezing before the ice freeze it all over, come and see. Everybody come to get them some, but don't nobody leave. You brought squad to the coven. Got all the phones running, but no bars up on the hillside, long forgotten by the future. And the jokes flow real easy, and the whiskey is a booster. Did you make it outside for your eyes combust? Fire ain't give up no lie, just left the powder the same color as 200 years of rust on a game. It bends heavy, the hinge weak. Maybe someone find a tame. One day they all hear the wind speak. She bad though, she bad though. Come and get your picture trick, she bad though.
The noises in that song on this album, holy shit. Got another interlude here. Holy shit. Whew. It's got me fucking... Whew. Alright, here we go. Pain Every Day. I've heard this song before.
Death wasn't really the worst part. Time spent floating above.
The song is great. It's a phenomenal
that's
song.
when the hurt start. They call it passing, that's not it. They lying, fuck them altars and headstones. Who they think all them flowers for? Fuck it, come on. they gotta pay. Chase the dreamer, fuck it up. Shake the dreamer, wake it up. And that will make the dreamer hate the dreamer. Cut it up, break the dream, awake the demon. Run it up, everyone is scared and they're telling all their secrets. Don't that sound like snitch behavior? Zip it up, kiss the fear and simply savor. Lick it up, that tastes like.
I wonder how many kind of drums they use. Like, look at, do you hear like how many drums do they use for the song? So many different kind of drums. It's amazing. It's like cutting in and out. Incredible.
Make one run until he dead. Break until they leave. The body hurt, see the body gone. So who body make up for all the wrongs done to bodies? They keep singing they songs while your body rot. Well, fuck it, come on, they gotta pay.
So amazing. Like all the drums and the sits and the chimes, like it's how it blends together. It's just like it's how do they do it? So good. It's such a good track. Really, really good. Alright, next we got Check the Lock. Ooh, okay. Okay. It's not the vibe I was expecting right off the bat.
Hood used to check for him when he pull up flexing. Now we check under the hood before he start the engine. Came out the stash house, something didn't smell right. He on the ground trying to look up in the tailpipe. Every 7 seconds, eyes back up in the rear view. Something in this room didn't used to be. Gin bottle to the face, can't fool the G. Laughing at him, he ain't never scared though. But he checked the lock every time he walked by the door. Check the lock every time he walked by the door. Check the lock every time he walked by the door. He run the motherfucking city, it ain't no. But he check the lock every time he walk by the door. Inside at night, ready to fire with.
This is giving me
like he ain't got none. Jokes
vibes from the first album.
Get out the car slow, always walk, never run. Find a busy block, keep his hand locked.
Run for your life. This gives me Run for Your Life vibes.
No, he don't play. No day, one day, no, he gon' pay. But they best hope they know, make no mistake. He ain't gon' solve just cause he got Olay. He run the motherfucking city, it ain't no. But he check the lock every time he walk.
This is a great story.
Lights out, can't nobody see in. But he see the lights outside, they be creeping. He behind the blinds, but the 4-5 peeking. Thought he heard the sirens, maybe he was tweaking. It was Persian on the floor. Used to be shoes off, but it's never that. Since he found the metal shavings waiting by the welcome mat. Every day stuck, keep the heater tucked. They got him sleeping in his chucks. The motherfucking city, it ain't no. But he check the lock every time he walk by the door.
I like the echoey sort of noises here. I really don't even know how to describe them. It's so hard to describe clippings like music. You just have to like listen to it, but like all those like echoes and like, oh my god, yeah, that was a good one. Looking Like Me.
Oh, somebody pull your card. Where you from? Where you from? Get the fuck out. Lunchtime. Come and get it. Too long standing in the lunch line. But a fork for the flesh and a spoon for the fluid and the sharpest knife in the drawer to slice right through it. Like meat fresh, like dice in the mirror, like Tyson. Just bite right through the ear.
God.
Christ, you don't still get a mic. No one cares about your bars. Your screams are the thing they wanna hear. If your hand shakes, it's time for you to eat something. Say, come here.
Cut shave and let me split you with, cause I'm a wizard with the shit. Roll over with the clips, I'm a pit bull. Don't ship with gunpowder. Alex Roach, I'm playing in the background shit. Tell me, don't give a fuck what you selling.
I love this.
Nigga, don't foul.
I fucking love this.
Them niggas be
Hands down, they ain't hungry.
I'm not sure how I feel about this chorus. I'm not sure yet.
You really about that beef,
but
that's the case, come in.
Just the noises.
You look good enough to eat.
Like almost like electronic noises coming in and out.
Step up.
It's incredible.
Cause you're looking like me.
I've never heard anything
Gonna take that face off,
like this.
Face out.
That clip, like from clipping. Like this is like brand new for clipping, at least in some ways. Holy shit! Yeah, that was a lot to digest there. Literally, because you get it. All right, what do we got? Another interlude. It's the last interlude of the album. Well, they were talking about looking like meat, and now it sounds like they're butcher on a farm, and down on the farm with farm animals. Next song's called Eaten Alive, so it's definitely a food thing going on here. When I said looking like meat, from what I heard from the song, it sounds like they were talking about biting off people's flesh, like they mentioned Mike Tyson biting off ear, like the ear. So like, I'm interested what this is about. Eaten Alive. Oh my god.
Yeah. Fight it.
I see. I see the aesthetic they're going for.
Light. You're more than 6 degrees and can't explain.
I hear like jugs.
When the fuck the swamp turn into real estate?
We're talking about the swamp. Yeah, it sounds very like southerny, like swampy southerny
out the bathtub
vibe.
for the everyday. Heavy mist got vision cloudy anyway. That's redundant when one takes a foot.
This is like a very interesting aesthetic for clipping. Very interesting.
Wish a motherfucker would. Slip with the shot is heavy. Your frame light. You're more than 6 degrees and can't explain a life. Weak. Pimpin' partners lock it down, they feel like Master P. You ain't in the trap house less you got a master key. Yeah. Bathwater babies creep about the bayou magically and leave your brains behind the outhouse in the grass for cats to eat. Cock a smile sideways, church for Sunday. Sometime that shit you didn't know more dangerous than gunplay.
They're having a lot of fun with this, I can tell. Oh my god, this is great! I'm loving this right now. Oh my god. It's not the direction I expected that song to go. Ooh, Body for the Pile. We're getting some blaring in there. Ooh, I'm liking this. I'm liking where this is going. Oh, something's coming. Oh, something's coming.
And it's stains in the wainscoting, cracks in the baseboard, arachnid in the corner serving up face like whose house you think this is? Mustard and mayonnaise, lettuce and red cold cuts. Moonlight streams through window dust. It floats up to the ceiling fan that creaks from rust as it labors to go round, trying to catch that feeling. And the paint on its base is peeling, and the taste in the air is faint, but they're just enough that the rats are nearing. Cause where there's blood, there's feast, and famine makes murder a meal. And the cheap wall clock was stopped with one shot, so we knew it was time to kill. 3 little pigs and they can't.
This is giving me Mid-City vibes.
You can't run, you just a body for the pow, body for the pow. Body for the pow, body for the pow. You just a body for the pow, body for the pow. And you should probably take your last breath right about now. Office highly decorated. Plastic frames around the sunrise to zebra stripe the room with light. Like would have had to shield his eyes. But they wide open, no motion, no, he never flinched. Palms flat on the table, didn't seem to move an inch. Bust one shot if your blood's still pumping.
This flow reminds me a lot of like Mid-City flow, which isn't a bad thing. That's what it reminds me of.
You can't run, you just a body for the pow, body for the pow, pow, body for the pow. And you should probably take your last breath right about now.
I love how it goes silent just for a few seconds.
By the new fried chicken spot. Cop car hopped the curb, then absurdly hit the hydrant, which wouldn't stop. Spraying water that's dripping over the faces, made its way through the windshield and cut and bleeding. The people leaving the scene and saying they never seen him coming, but he must have run the light and never broke. Head is reaching for the gun but couldn't get a hold. So it's sitting limp up on the dash and all the flash, but the cameras is lighting up the noontime cold. Overcast, broken glass on the concrete. The scent of gasoline hovers over the motor, smoking the single broken bicycle spoke wheel still protruding. The medics moving the little twisted body to bag it up. Detective notices the traffic camera, then calls the station to back it up. And somewhere the screams turn into sobs.
Oh my god!
And the sirens mix with the howls of dogs.
Wow. Enlacing. A little trap beat in the background, alright.
down, but nothing to stand on. Like was laughable, it's done and you're expiring. Why you say that? Wide awake and why did they laugh? Wow, the way the blinds could play that. Tattoo stripes across the face that. Did it feel like? Get your ass down to the floor. You'll never know, you'll never know. You ain't so special when everything glows and it's so gone over you. It's so gone over you. Pick up the pieces.
Oh my god.
Pick up the cues like a human. See what you need. Fuck are you doing? Sing that tightrope, walk the skin inside your teeth. Call that floss and bleeding diamonds fine if you could only reach. One's up in the sky and smiling, they so fine and they so far and you so small until you find that you've been wishing on a star. What you have to do is try to get your ass down to the floor. Things you've seen since last you saw yourself return a man to dust. The things you dreamed in lieu of all the hells were just imagination, cause you couldn't bear to see the limit of yourself for what
that vibe change
you wear on sleeves just isn't much. Your body is the drug you love, you crush, make the most of magic, map the math of it, master mouthpiece and extract the past from it. Plummet, plum pit, fruit, summit, some shit, loop, feedback, look, see that, bloody sack you used to be that.
Okay then. Interesting. Secret piece. Kind of a mix of vibes from Eaten Alive and Drove, I feel here. With like kind of like the wilderness. Kind of feels like we're in like a swampy sort of environment. Well, that's it. That's Visions of Bodies Being Burned by Clipping. Initial thoughts? Not the direction I expected them to go in, which is, I guess, what I could say about every one of their albums because they're so unpredictable. But wow, the first, this definitely feels like a almost like a brother or sister album to There Exists an Addiction to Blood, only because obviously you can tell by the album cover that was a bunch of nails. This is a bunch of teeth, but the expression fighting tooth and nail. So like, I think that's what they're going for there. Yeah, like the symbolism between the two of them. That's okay. Well, this felt very much. Well, while that album felt like it had a lot of like the noises on it were pretty like they felt pretty like I don't know how to explain them. It almost felt like a lot of times you were listening to like a horror soundtrack. This felt like they used like the noises they used were like noises that elicit a response of fear, but they're not like horror noises. Like a lot of like like the just the bottles, or like the blaring, or like the like somehow how they use some of the basses. I mean, just in the intro, like it's fucking terrifying. In terms of like when I saw this album or the song list, I was very surprised there wasn't a story song, but I don't think one would fit in here. The vibe this is one of their noisiest albums. I think this is like competing with like Mid City for like their noisiest album. I mean, the noises on here were fucking incredible. I mean, top tier. I mean, just like the end of Eaten Alive was like amazing. It was incredible. It was like so many incredible, like almost like noise solos in here. Really fucking good. A lot of like blaring and a lot of like just like washing away. There was even like how they use some of the drums in some of the song, and like some like techno stuff and electronic stuff peeking in here and there, or like almost like this like swampy vibe. It was amazing. I definitely got a weird like southern vibe from this, if that makes any sense. So like they definitely talked a lot about white supremacy and racism, as Clipping does a lot of the time. And definitely seemed like that was the main thing they ran with here. Like in Pain Every Day, it sounds like they're talking about like a like ghosts of like haunting like the ancestors of those like black people who were lynched, like their ghosts is haunting white ancestors. And like Body for the Pile, when I was hearing that, I thought it was from the perspective of like policemen adding bodies to the pile. But then when they're talking about like pigs, like they're calling them piggies, like perhaps it's talking about like coming back and killing the police, and adding them to the pile, which I found very interesting. Talking about like like getting revenge almost. It seemed like there's a lot of vengeance on this album, a lot of bloody vengeance for like, you know, racism and stuff like that. It was super interesting. There was a lot of that in there. I really like Check the Lock and the story in that. And yeah, while I was surprised there was no story in here, it felt like a lot of these songs had a lot of really good stories themselves. And I felt like this album had like almost like a continuation of the story kind of going through it. Maybe not in the same way of their album Splendor and Misery. Like not like that at all. But like definitely had some like shit like peeking in and out that definitely had a lot of thematic consistency. Something I noticed a lot in this album is it seems like whenever Clipping does an album, they use third person a lot. They use like they and them, and like he did this and he did that and they did this. But it seemed like in this one they used the second person, you. Like they were like you. Like in 96 Nev Campbell, they're like this isn't what you thought it was, or like I heard a lot of it in like Body for the Pile, like you was used a lot, which is why I couldn't really tell what perspective they were rapping from, and lacing too. I'll have to go back and listen. I know on their self-titled, the album, it's Clipping, but it's missing the I's, because all of the songs they don't use the word I once. It's all third person. This felt very kind of like that, but it definitely was second person. They weren't like saying they, or they weren't saying I, but they were saying you, like they were talking to you. I felt like they were talking to me in a lot of ways, which gave it way more of a haunting vibe. This gave me a lot of chills, I'm not going to lie. Like a lot of like, what the fuck kind of moments, and like shivers down my spine at some points, and even my ears like physically reacting to some of the noises. It was incredible. It was a fucking experience. I really can't give any in-depth opinion on this album. There are some songs I've already kind of not forgotten about, but I just like the last bit there, it really overtook me. I have to go back and listen for the flow of this album, but I really liked the flow for sure. It definitely felt like it had a, like where the album kept going as I listened on, felt like it got more and more darker, and then sort of got more and more thematically consistent too. And I'm very interested to hear this back again. Like I said, a lot of connections to like eating people alive and like livestock, and obviously pigs, which definitely is the thing with police and white supremacy and lynching and death and racism. So I'm very interested to see what's going on here. Obviously, I'm going to have to listen to the lyrics again. I probably only heard like 70% of the lyrics and probably only understood like another 60 of them. So I'm going to have to probably go back and listen to all this again because when I listen to Clipmound, there's so much to listen to. There's the noise and there's the lyrics, and listening to the both is so hard. So I have to go back and listen and see and read the lyrics too, see what they're saying here. But just from initial reaction is I like the direction they went with this. It felt very bold, very noisy. It felt like their last album, their existing Addiction to Blood, was probably their least noisiest, which was fine. There were some noises here and there, but this might be their most noisiest. Definitely some mid-city vibes. Heard a lot, like, especially in the end, like that, and lacing the trap beat, and like almost like hearing like this like sort of like club aesthetic, or like just a mid-city sort of flow and style of rapping in some songs. It was very interesting. Mixed with the loud noise and experimental sounds. This might be their most experimental album yet. It's up there. I don't know. It's definitely competing with with I can't think of the name of the album. I'm sorry. My brain is just like so fucking. It's like overwhelmed right now in a good way. Like that stimulated my brain so much. That gave me a lot of serotonin right there. Splendor and Misery, like competing with that for the most experimental, but just this feels like it might be their noisiest. I have to go back and listen to it again, but it feels, just from what I feel like there was a lot of noises here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to this again. This album was definitely one I like a lot. Whether or not where it stands, obviously, I can't say yet. I can't even tell you what, comparing it at all to their Addiction to Blood or any other albums, only even from aesthetically. I mean, this really sounds so unique, and again, I really was not expecting that southern swampy sort of vibe at the end there. That was out of left field, but it definitely makes sense. And looking at the names of the songs, I definitely see a little bit of a flow here. Like, oh man, like I got to listen to all this again. This is great. This is great. I really do like this album a lot, but I'm gonna definitely have to listen to it again to get a really full read on it, because there's so much to listen to. But thank you guys so much for listening. I'm probably gonna talk about this album a lot in the next year. Next Halloween we'll definitely review this for sure. I'll definitely give this a really good review. Or I mean that, but what I mean a really good review, really in-depth review when I listen to it more and think about it more. But I definitely like this. This is a thumbs up for sure. I mean, clipping just does not miss. A lot of stuff on here. There were a few songs where, maybe one or two, especially one where the chorus I was a little bit unsure of if I liked it. But I really got to listen to it again. I don't know. I really got to listen to a lot of this again. So I'm definitely probably going to give this another listen. I got to start streaming. I'm about 20 minutes late in terms of setting up. I should have started setting up 20 minutes ago, but I'm going to start doing that now, and then listen to this album again before I go to sleep, because I want to have some nightmares tonight. So we'll see how this affects me when I sleep. That will truly give me a good feel of what I think of it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Clipping, Visions of Bodies Being Burned, first reaction. Whew. Whew. That was something.